Every professional brand does this one thing really well. I'm Alexander, I run HuMade, and I've provided branding and design services for startups and billion-dollar brands for over 20 years. I'm giving all of that knowledge to you right here, right now, and we're about to finish up something truly amazing. If you haven't already, please check out the other videos in this series. This video is the culmination of our efforts, so it's really important to see those steps we took to get here. Before we dive in, I want to say how much I appreciate that you made it this far. I do my best to be as honest and useful in each of my videos, and I hope you have found this series useful. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the series. It really means the world to me and allows me to keep making great things for you. Okay. So let's dig in. Together, we'll set up a business website that looks professional with you as the founder. This is the culmination of your brand, a way to test everything you've created thus far. As a reminder, we're leveraging your value as a business leader. That's the strategy behind your new personal brand. That's going to shine on this website. And this is what your audience is looking for at higher levels. Proof that you are established and motivated. I'm going to be sharing my entire web design process with you, holding nothing back. We're nearing the finish line. By the end of this video, you'll have a website and your brand will be out in public. We're at the top of the coaster, now let's write it down. First, let's talk about what tools I'm using. We'll be working in Figma like we have been. This time around, I have a Figma plugin I'll recommend to make part of the process easier. More on that in a minute. I'm also using Webflow to create and host the brand website. And at this point, you probably already know I'm using the HuMade brand template kit for strategy, messaging, curation of a brand identity, and to put in the last pieces, a site map and the site messaging. You can grab the brand template kit on humade.net. Now, let's look in Figma. You remember how we worked on all the creative strategy and initial messaging? We're going to take that and use it to create a site map. The site map is an outline of your website. It's all the core sections without any imagery or design yet. You could also call this the wireframes. First, we'll start with SEO. We'll write in key phrases that describe the purpose of your site, input your business location, and write your website description. All of the instructions for this are to the side here, so if you get stuck, you can look there. Now, we'll work on the homepage first. Work through each section, leveraging language from your creative strategy and from the messaging you already wrote in your brand guidelines pages. Websites reuse a lot of sections as well, so some of these sections are already set up to populate across the pages. If you want to reuse a section, you can click it like this and hit Command Option K, or right click and hit Create Component, then copy it and go over to the other page where you want to reuse it. Paste it. Use Command left bracket or right bracket to move it up and down on the page. The big CTA section at the bottom of the page is already hooked up as a component. Fill it in on the home page and you'll see it changes on the other pages. Keep working on your site map wireframes until you're happy that it conveys all of your messaging in an easy to scan way. Here's an example of how I did this for HuMade. Some things changed a little bit after I put it in Webflow, and that's fine, but this gave me a good idea of the main sections and how everything would fit together. Now, we've organized the proof that you are established and motivated. I hope this section was really helpful as you organize the hierarchy of your website. Next, we'll leverage that organization as we design the site. You can make a website really fast without any experience by leveraging a theme someone else created. Using one of the templates from the Webflow template library will allow you to launch faster with a site that's already set up to convert. There are two ways to do this: either redesigning the theme in Figma first, or buying the theme and going straight to Webflow. For the first and optional route, you can try the template before you buy it by bringing it to Figma and redesigning it there. To do so, use this Figma plugin called HTML to Figma. It's pretty simple. You find a theme you like, click View Details, and hit the Preview in Browser button. Take the URL of that preview website and put it into this Figma plugin. The Figma plugin is free for the first several times you use it. Hit these checkboxes when importing. They'll make redesigning the template a little easier. Once the site is imported, you can select the frame and change the fonts and colors on the side to utilize your brand fonts and colors. Then if you want, go in and add imagery and the logo. Or you could buy it and work directly in Webflow. If you don't want to do that, or if you did it and you're happy with how it looks, now's the time to go straight to Webflow. Purchase a theme and it will create a website for you using that theme. There are plenty of videos on how to navigate Webflow, including from Webflow themselves, so check that out if you need help. If you're stuck or overwhelmed, don't freak. I have something for you. There's a link in the description to a Webflow cheat sheet. It gives some tips, tricks, and resources to help you out. Okay, We just leapfrogged through so much effort by buying a Webflow template that we now have a website that's structurally sound and nearly ready to go. Now we can leverage your brand's visual identity to reskin the template and make it more uniquely yours. We're going to follow 3 steps to leverage your newly finished visual identity to reskin the template. First, we'll reassign color styles. Next, we'll reassign typography styles. And finally, we'll add in the logo system. Following these steps will result in a website that looks uniquely you. Reassign color styles and fonts. In Webflow, locate the variables menu option on the left menu bar. Within this page, you can reassign colors used in the site. Use the hex codes from your brand guidelines to replace these. You can also reassign fonts here. They might be here on the variables panel, or for some good themes, there's a style guide. Go to pages and look for that style guide. Then go through and click on each header and body copy and change the font on the right sidebar. Use the font names from your brand guidelines. If the font you want isn't showing up, you either need to use Google Fonts and add those Google fonts, or will need to pay for a web font version of the font you want and upload it to Webflow. There's more info about changing Webflow styles and uploading fonts and the Humade Webflow cheat sheet. Check the link in the description. To add your brand logos, make sure you've exported your logo files from Figma, preferably as flat SVG. Locate the Assets section of Webflow on the left nav bar and upload your logo files here. You can save time by selecting the fake logo of your theme, hitting the gear on that, and selecting Replace. Add alt text to each image as you upload them. This is important for anyone using a screen reader to navigate your site. Now, hopefully that was all pretty easy for you. Pretty quickly, we were able to reskin the template with your brand fonts, colors, and logos. If you feel overwhelmed or stuck, I'm available to help. Reach out on Humade for coaching. I'm happy to point you to the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, the website is more uniquely yours and is in line with your brand and visual identity, but I'm sure you realize we're not finished. What comes next is filling the site with all of your messaging and content, and that's where that site map comes in clutch. This is where we start adding the content and messaging to your site. I promise to make this painless. There are 4 main things to remember as we do this. Number 1, following your sitemap. Create and fill in each section. Number 2, leverage your photography and or illustration resources. 3, hook up any links. 4, add any other content like videos, testimonials, FAQ, etc. Then by the end of the section, you're just about done. Can't you almost taste it? Hurry up. Let's knock this out. If you picked a theme that is already organized like your sitemap, you won't have to rearrange much, but it's possible you might need to move some things around. Following your sitemap, fill in each section. If you need to move things, use the navigator on the left sidebar to rearrange sections, and then use the pages to move between different pages. Remember how we made components in Figma to repeat sections in the wireframes? The equivalent here are also called components, and they're reusable sections just like Figma. You can hit the Components button on the left sidebar to see what components already exist, and you can double click on them to edit them. You can also turn any section into a reusable component by clicking on it in the navigator and selecting Create Component. If you want to add a component to a page that doesn't have it, hit Components on the left nav bar and then drag over what you want. You might need to move it to the right place using the navigator. It's okay if you don't remember all these hints. I already took notes for you. Download the Webflow cheat sheet link in the video description. Just like you did with the logos, you'll want to go through and change imagery to match the stock or illustrations of your brand. Easiest way is to open the Assets panel, hit the gear on the image you want to replace, and replace it directly that way. Another option is to click on the image in the main design area, hit the gear next to the name of the image, and then hit the Replace Image button. To add a new image, upload it. Add alt text and then drag it over to where you want it. Next is to go through our site and make sure all links are hooked up and point to where you want them to go. Click the buttons or links. You'll know when it's right when you see the chain link icon. Hit the gear icon next to it, then adjust accordingly. You'll see that you can set URLs, pages of your site, page sections. Those sections have an ID name, email, etc. Finally, add any other additional content that's relevant, like videos, testimonials, FAQ content, etc. Review what you've done, check that everything is changed, and keep an eye out for typos. Last chance, if you get stuck or need an adult, I'm happy to offer my services. Visit humade.net to book some coaching. But here's what I bet happened. You made it. You added all the content and messaging to your site, all the sections you outlined in your wireframes are now on the website, and you're ready to launch. Make sure you preview your website, look at every page for quality, and preview each page both as desktop, mobile, and tablet views to make sure everything is behaving correctly. But then guess what? We only have one more section to cover, and I think you're ready for it. Here's why. It's time to party. You're done. You successfully ran the whole marathon, and not only have you established a brand from scratch, you've also launched it to the world. When I started this video series, I told you there was one thing all pro brands did, and whether you realized it or not, you've now done it too. Want to know what that is? Before I tell you, I want you to enjoy this moment. Savor the feeling of a job well done. You've now established your first marketing material and cohesively showcased your new brand. It's got everything. What you did, just like the pro brands, is you took creative strategy, cohesive messaging, visual identity, and you wrapped it all up into brand guidelines. More important than that, you've launched your brand and you put it out into the world. You've transformed into a brand that stands out. There's only one last thing to do. But first, before I tell you that last step, I want to first mention how proud I am of you for completing this entire playlist I created. You were there for every step, and it truly means so much. It makes me so happy that you took the time to utilize my knowledge for your brand. If these were helpful, please reach out and let me know. At the very least, a like and a subscribe go a very long way to tell YouTube that others should see my videos too. Okay, here's what you do next. Iterate. Iterate? Yes. You have the brand out there, your audience is going to see you, and they're going to give you so much feedback. See what I did there? I asked for feedback from you as a way to show you that you should also collect feedback from your audience. Doing so allows your brand to grow, evolve, and change into something even more powerful. And as you grow, you have the opportunity to create even more marketing materials beyond your website. Presentations, business cards, stickers, billboards, the sky isn't even the limit. As always, I'd love to help you grow even faster. If you join my newsletter, you'll receive a roadmap freebie which explains what you can do with your brand guidelines and beyond. You can join at humade.net or through the link in the description of this video. So that's it for the series. I truly hope you had an amazing time and gained a lot from our experience together. Every professional brand knows how to put themselves out there in a way that's strategic, curated, and public. By launching a website with purpose, you're a professional too, and should be proud of what you've accomplished. You're now well on your way to become a recognized brand that customers remember and trust. You have the keys to unlock clarity in your brand's creativity. Now keep it up and keep growing. Please leave a comment if you've finished all the videos in the series. I would love to give you a personal thanks for doing so. Don't go anywhere quite yet. I have a few gifts for you after the credits. Thank you so much for watching. Today's educational resource of the day is Ask This Book a Question by Vicky Tan. And if you guessed that today's color would be hex C2D FE6, you were right. Comment with the dog emoji with what you think this color should be called. Thanks for watching. Visit humade.net for more templates and tips.